Today, on the battlefield of ideas, two titans of the human soul stand face to face. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, forged in duty and reason, who believed that true freedom begins within. Sigmund Freud, the doctor of Vienna, who dared to descend into the shadows of the mind, revealing that we are ruled by hidden desires. It is the clash between discipline and desire, order and impulse, reason and instinct. The ruler who sought peace through virtue, and the explorer who uncovered chaos within. Two visions, two ways to understand what drives us. Prepare yourself. Marcus Aurelius versus Sigmund Freud begins now. In 121 AD, in the heart of Rome, a child was born among marble and empire. Marcus Aurelius, raised for power, yet drawn to silence. Amid the noise of legions and the weight of the crown, he turned inward, writing not of conquest, but of character. In his meditations, he sought the fortress within, a place where clarity could stand unshaken as the world trembled. To Marcus, discipline was freedom, and virtue the only empire worth building. He was the Stoic emperor, forged in battle, guided by wisdom. Centuries later, far from Rome's marble halls, another explorer arose, Sigmund Freud. Born in 1856, in Vienna's age of empires and anxieties, he turned not to armies or politics, but to the hidden frontiers of the human mind. Where Marcus sought harmony through clarity, Freud uncovered the storm beneath it, the unconscious. He listened to dreams, slips of the tongue, and fears unspoken, each a map to desires buried alive. He charted the inner abyss and named its forces, the id, the ego, the superego. Where others saw madness, he saw messages. He was the cartographer of the mind, the doctor who revealed that we are not masters of ourselves, but vessels moved by depths we barely know. The arena opens, vast and timeless, echoing with thought and flame. One question burns above all others. Who commands the human soul? Marcus Aurelius steps forward. Freedom, he declares, begins with mastery of the self. Let thought lead and passion obey. Only the mind aligned with nature can be free. From the depths rises Freud. That mastery, he warns, is an illusion. Reason is but a mask, and behind it, desire moves unseen. Dreams betray our balance. The unconscious holds the reins. We do not control the soul. We struggle within it. It is discipline against desire, order against instinct, the emperor of harmony against the doctor of chaos. The storm gathers, and the battle begins. Marcus strikes first. Freedom, he says, is not the absence of restraint, it is the mastery of it. To follow every impulse is not liberty, but bondage. Only clarity and self-command can steady the soul. In the storm of emotion, discipline is the anchor. Freud answers, not with a sword, but with a scalpel. Beneath every mask of control, desire breathes. The unconscious does not ask permission. It slips through our words, our dreams, our fears. Every rule casts a shadow. Marcus returns the strike. Desire is a wild creature, he says. Tame it, or it will devour you. Control is not a prison. It is the art of choice. He who governs himself cannot be ruled by others. Freud steps forward. The creature cannot be killed, only known. Repression never erases it. It changes its face. What we bury returns as fear or obsession. To know the creature is the only way to tame it. Marcus lifts his voice. Virtue is balance, thought guiding instinct. Harmony is the path to freedom. Freud replies, quiet but sharp. Harmony does not come from denial. It is found by entering the cave within and learning its language. Only by facing the darkness can we walk in the light. Two visions collide, the Emperor of Clarity and the Doctor of Shadows. Their first blows echo through the arena. The clash deepens. The blows no longer strike only in thought, they fall upon the human world. Marcus turns to leadership. A city, he says, can stand only when its rulers live by duty. Justice rises from discipline, yet beneath every law, desire stirs. A leader, ruled by impulse, condemns his people to ruin. Freud strikes back. No ruler is pure reason. Behind every speech hides ambition, fear, and the hunger for love. Crowds do not follow virtue, they follow emotion. Discipline commands the surface, but passion moves beneath. Marcus retreats inward. Peace, he says, is victory over the self. Serenity is strength. Freud answers, what we silence returns louder. The anger unspoken becomes anxiety. The wish denied becomes pain. To heal, one must listen, not command. Marcus endures. Pain, he says, is a teacher. To accept it with dignity is to rise above it. Freud cuts deeper. Pain is revelation, the voice of what we repress. Desires buried alive do not die. They twist within. To ignore them is blindness. To understand them is freedom. The clash grows fierce, duty against instinct, silence against confession, order against the storm within. And even now, the same battle rages in us, between the calm mask we show the world and the hidden fire we fear to face. The arena burns. Light and shadow twist around the two thinkers, their words now thunder, not as men, but as forces of the universe. Marcus Aurelius rises like an echo of the stars. The cosmos, he declares, is not chaos, it is design. All things move under logos, the living rhythm that shapes existence. To master desire is to align with that pattern. The man who commands himself walks in step with eternity. But from the depths, Freud ascends through smoke. The universe, he says, is not peace, it is conflict. Beneath its calm, two ancient drives collide. Eros, the will to create, to bind, to love. Thanatos, the urge to destroy, to silence, to return to dust. Civilization is a fragile wall against these floods. When it cracks, the hidden tides surge, in dreams, in violence, in history itself. Marcus stands firm. Without clarity, the world unravels. Without self-command, the soul dissolves. To live by logos is to stand in the rhythm of the stars. Freud's voice rises like fire. Without desire, there is no creation, no art, no love, no pulse in the veins of history. To deny the unconscious is blindness. Wholeness begins when we face the storm within. Logos against instinct. Order against chaos. Light against the abyss. The Emperor of Discipline faces the Doctor of Desire, and the question burns brighter than ever. Is the soul ruled by eternal reason or by the untamed fire that no discipline can silence? The fury fades. In the stillness, after the storm, one question remains. How do we face suffering? Marcus Aurelius steps forward, calm as stone. Pain, he says, is part of the natural order. The body may ache, fortune may turn, death may come, but the mind that governs itself remains free. To endure with dignity is to rise above chaos. Suffering refines the spirit. It is the forge where strength is made. Freud walks into the silence. Pain, he says, is not destiny, it is a message, a whisper from the depths, born of what we repress. What we refuse to feel becomes the wound that drives us. To ignore it is blindness. To listen is healing. Marcus answers with quiet certainty. Endurance is freedom, to accept pain without surrender. Freud replies softly, freedom begins with understanding what hurts. The wound must be seen before it can heal. Here their blades lower, yet their truths cut deepest. Marcus sees suffering as the trial that strengthens the soul. Freud sees it as the voice that reveals it. One rises above pain, the other descends into it. Two paths through darkness, both leading toward the same fragile light. The clash fades, and silence settles over the arena. But the question endures, who truly rules the human soul? Marcus leaves us the stillness of clarity, the inner fortress, the strength to stand when the world shakes. Freud leaves us the restless depths, the hidden fire that burns beneath our calm. Too much Marcus, and life turns to marble, perfect but cold. Too much Freud, and life dissolves into chaos, passionate but lost. Perhaps wisdom is not choosing one and rejecting the other, but holding both in tension. Let steadiness keep us centered. Let desire keep us alive. Because within each of us, the emperor and the explorer still meet. Duty and instinct, light and shadow, both struggling for the throne of the soul. Do we restrain the storm or listen to it? Seek peace in clarity or truth in passion? The duel ends. The arena grows quiet, but its echo lives on within us. And as silence returns, one ritual remains. A cup of black coffee for the soul, to honor thought, to face the storm, to keep the mind awake for the next battle. This was Battle of Thinkers, Marcus Aurelius versus Sigmund Freud, discipline versus desire. Two visions, two paths to the human soul. Who won this duel of ideas? Was it Marcus, the master of the mind, or Freud, the explorer of the hidden depths? Tell us in the comments, and prepare for the next encounter. Niccolo Machiavelli, the strategist of fear. Thomas Hobbes, the philosopher of order. Fear versus power. The duel of political modernity begins soon. So grab your coffee and be here when it begins.